So let us go to the classification of organism. Classification of organism. As I told in the beginning, that is one of the typical example. How do you identify any person or the plant or the animal in this planet or in this world? So if you go through that systematic way, then you are able to reach that person or the plant or the animal to make out who is that or which is that, like that way. So that is called the classification. So here the classification of organism, and this is called the linear hierarchy or the hierarchy, linear hierarchy, and that is introduced by, again you can say that the Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus, and that the classification of organism, this classification of organism is said to be as linear hierarchy. And according to this, as I told that there are 7 major groups, you can say. Here the first you can start with I think you have already studied that plants and the animals, plantae and the animal. There are the different types of the kingdoms, 5 kingdoms, 4 or 5 kingdoms, like that way. And in which the kingdom Animalia, that zoology belongs to kingdom Animalia, you remember. This also kingdom Animalia. This zoology belongs to kingdom Animalia. So the classification of organism or the linear hierarchy. So first you have to say that the first kingdom. This is the first kingdom. And the next, that is followed by phylum, major. I am not going to detail. And next you can say that the phylum. Later I will explain what is the phylum. So like this. The next you can say phylum is followed by, or you can say phylum is divided. Next comes under the class, you can say. Class. This is called the class. And the next class is followed by, or you can say next order, you can say. Order. Next order is set together. Order after that family, you can say. Family. And this family is next. Family is followed by, you can say that is the genus and the species. So you can see here that the genus. Are you able to see? Yes. Genus. And the next, that is called the species. The next is called the species, you can say. Species. So these are, or in other term you can say, this is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one, and this is the fourth one, and this is the fifth one, and this is the sixth one, and this is the seventh one. So one by one you can say order. So first kingdom, next that is followed by the phylum, and then the class, order, family, genus, species. These are the major, and still you can, if you go through the detail, the kingdom, subkingdom, phylum, subphylum, class, superclass, class, subclass, superorder, order, suborder, family, subfamily, genus, and the species. These are the ultimate, you can say. Ultimate, the genus and the species. As you told that, genus is a group of species, genetically organized. This is the taxonomic category. That is called the taxonomic category, including that altogether the species called as the genus, the group of species. And what are the species? Species is a small unit. It is a basic unit. That is called the basic unit, interbreeding themselves to produce the fertile young ones. So called the species. So here suppose we come across the man. You know very well that man. Always, as I told, that is the any person or the plant or called by the scientific name, and that is called the nomenclature, and that is called the nomenclature. And the nomenclature is always by 2 names. One is scientific name and another generic name. So that is called the binomial nomenclature. 2 names, that is called the binomial nomenclature. And as a binomial nomenclature, any plant or animals are identified by 2 names, and that should be the first. All over there is no any double names, only single name, or you can say that the scientific name. And this scientific name, wherever you go, all over the world you can go, the same name will be continued, scientific name. And on that basis you are able to make out Just I would like to once again, before going to this classification, I would like to say that how the naming, identification or scientifically you have to go through that. So you take for example, the same name of the dog you can say. Suppose you can say this is the dog, and if the dog is identified by different names, dog is the English name, dog is the English name, and in different language that has been called different names. So suppose to be take in the India only, you go through the North India and or in Hindi world, and that is called as the Kutta. Am I right? Kutta. And if you come the South India, especially Karnataka, and it has been identified or you can say called by name Nai. Generally that is the Nai. And suppose we again in the coastal area, you take for instance the Ankola only. This dog has been called by another name. Do you know that? What is that? Kunni. Am I right? This Kunni is identified by dog. If you say that the Kunni, then you can say that the dog. In your mind that will becomes. And supposed to be, if you are able to make out any language or some type of the words, if you are able to make out, if it is the English, Hindi or Kannada, you are able to say. If you go for the Japan, you don't know the Japan language. That time, how do you make out? You are able to see dog there, but you can't say what is the name. How do you say? If you say that this is the Kunni or this is the Nai, they can't make out. So in their language, they used to say that, and they may be identified by their language. If you go for the German, there also you are not able to make out, and they identify by their name. So here what happens? Typical example. Suppose to be Japan, dog is called as Durhonda. Suppose anybody has been come to you and if has been asked what is the Durhonda or where is the Durhonda, you can't say. Honda means you are able to say that the bike only. Am I right? So like that. Suppose you go for the German, there also what happens? If you say that the Nai, Kunni or something else, they are not able to make out. But they say that the Anchina. They say that the Anchina. So Anchina, Durhonda, dog, Nai, Kutta, Kunni, these are the different all types of things. But actually what happens? This has been identified by scientific way, and that is called the the genus name, that is the family Canis, that is called family Canis, genus Canis domesticus. Canis domesticus. Canis domesticus means domesticus is the rearing animal in the house, we can say. So that is the domesticus. Canis domesticus. So you can say Canis, C, that is the capital name, and domesticus means domesticus, like this one. Domesticus. This is the scientific name of the dog. This is the scientific name of the dog. Canis domesticus. So if you go to America, Japan, wherever you go that, India, if you say that what is the Canis domesticus? Canis domesticus means you are able to make out that is the name Kutta, or the in Kannada that is called the Nai, or in other term that is called the dog or something else. So like this way. This is the scientific name. So here we have to go through that. Any animal or the plant, it has got its own entity. It has got its own entity in the kingdom Animalia, or you can say in this planet. Means everybody, we have got our own place or the own position. On that position or on that the placement, you are able to make out. So here you can say the classification. So this is called the scientific way of the scientific or the system through which you are able to make out. Kingdom, as I told in the man. So man is the common name. This is the English term, and it has been identified by the different names or called by the different names in different countries. You can say the English commonly you know that the man. So immediately you can come across. The man belongs to kingdom Animalia. Here I would like to say. Here the kingdom Animalia. Just like Animalia. Kingdom Animalia. And the phylum you can say. Phylum Chordata. phylum, chordata. The next you can say class, you know very well that. Mammalia or the mammals. Mammalia or mammals. Mammalia or mammals. And the order you can see that the chordata means you know very well that chordata means chorda, or the you can say the generally you know that the backbone animals, backbone having animals are called the chordata, and without backbone they are called the non-chordata. But actually that is the chorda means string. The presence of notochord is called the chordates or the vertebrates. They are also called the vertebrates, and absence of notochord is called the non-chordata, or you can say invertebrates. And here the order you can say that is the primate. Order primate. And the family you can say, here you can say, what is the family? Family is called as the hominidae, that is hominidae. Order, this is family. Hominidae, spelling you can say just hominidae. A you can say, family. A, that is terminated by means of always A. Later we come to know that in the botany class, or the botany study. So next we can say that the genus. What is the genus here? Genus is called the Homo. Capital word is it, Homo. And species means sapien. Homo sapien, that is called the Homo sapien. So man is scientific name Homo sapien. So this is the scientific name of man, you can say. That is called the scientific name of man. So the man is identified how? He belongs to Animalia, means animal, belongs to Chordata. There are the, again the non-Chordata, Chordata, there are the different group, and class Mammalia or the mammals, and belongs to primate. Here again we may come across the non-primate and the primate. Later we can discuss while studying that the mammals, classification of mammal general characters. And family means hominidae. Actually he prefers to live in a particular space, and because of that it is called the home, hominidae. Family, that is hominidae. And the genus Homo, species means sapien. So Homo sapien, this is called the binomial nomenclature of man. Binomial nomenclature of man. So, and apart from this, the man is also called, or you can say there is one more, the scientific way, they are called the trinomial. That is also there. Nowadays, the binomial as well as trinomial. Bi means two name, generic name as well as scientific name or the species name. And the trinomial means generic name, species name, subspecies name. You can say man. Man is Homo sapien, small word always remember. Sapien erectus. Nowadays. So Homo means, you know very well that the genus name, sapien, and the erectus means it is able to stand like this way here. It is like this way. Always he is like this way. Not in animal life. So that is called the erectus. Homo erectus. So this is the trinomial. This is the trinomial, not necessary for you. This is the not necessary for you. So this is the classification of animals. That is called the classification of animals. In a systematic way, scientific way, we are able to make out that how the, or what is the position, or what is the place, or where it is situated, any animal of the plant. So this indicates that is the linear hierarchy, step by step, one like this way. Or in other term, you can say from species, genus, family, order, class, phylum, kingdom, like this way. So that indicates that. So this is the classification. Later you can go.